Greetings everyone, it's me, Ravenflower. Today we are in the garden. I have gotten lots of requests for people wanting to know how I do some gardening. I'm about to set up the garden for fall and winter, so I'm preparing the soil and doing some things around here. As you can see, this flower bed has already been harvested and it's ready to go for winter again. I have my herbal garden over here. I don't know if you guys can see it over there. And then we'll be doing some other things that are sort of behind you there. But I will be regrowing some winter squash, which did very well last year. Cucumbers are coming out. We have potatoes going in. Potatoes are sort of year-round here in Texas. We don't really seem to have a problem. Tomatoes will be coming out, and we will be putting something over there. And I think we might be doing sweet potatoes. We've got some gorgeous sweet potatoes. In fact, let me go get them. Hold on a second. Okay, here we go. I have some sweet potatoes that we didn't get to eat right away, and they sat just, on the counter in their little bowl, and this was the result. So the sweet potato itself is a seed. This is a seed, so I can put this straight in the ground, plant it, and other sweet potatoes will come from it. So you can even cut it up if you wish. There is a method to do that. I would suggest you look at some other YouTube videos for that because I'm not quite sure. I would have to look it up myself. But yeah, I've got these sweet potatoes here that I'm going to plant just behind you in the other bed. And then I'll have more sweet potatoes. Sweet potatoes are so good for you. Okay, so gardening tips. How to garden magically. Last year, if you have followed me for a while, this whole flower bed, one half I just regularly gardened. I didn't put any of my intentions in. I didn't hold the seed. I didn't use crystals or gemstones with them, and they just kind of did If you can see down there, that Swiss chard, see at the end here? In fact, I'll take you with me. This Swiss chard here is still a result of last year's crop. So it's still going strong. We have some pests that we need to address here. So I need to take a look at that and get out some of my herbal remedies for pest control, which baking soda is a really good one. Baking soda, vinegar, all those kinds of things. You got to be careful though in what you're using for which plant because it could take it out. I've got a bunch of different kinds of mint that are going to be going into the ground, and they're going to be going over there towards the side of the house. All right, so this is what I do. I take ice cube trays, just regular old ice cube trays that you can get at the Dollar General, Dollar Tree, or wherever you go. And then I had my husband drill some holes in them. Holes enough for that I can just, as the little plant, as it gets compacted down and you have your seedling, you can just take a pencil or a skewer or even a little stick and just poke out. The whole pod will come out, and that's what you place in the ground. So this is a great, easy method. You don't have to buy those little things that are already pre-made or whatever. You can just use these. These work great. So I have tons of these, and I rotate them. So I've taken some earth, some dirt that has already been mixed. It has a good balance of nutrients in it, and I've go ahead and pack them into my little spots. You can pack them in further if you want to, but I usually wait until the seed is in there. And I went to David Seeds. You can find him online. He's a pretty awesome dude. But of course, echinacea. Me being sick, I went through quite a bit of echinacea, and I'm like, why can't I just grow my own echinacea? Not only is it pretty, I think it's pretty, but it's a lot of health benefits there for me. So I am going to go ahead and open up the packet. This is what this is. And this suggests that I put 1 to 2 seeds every, so many inches. So every so far apart. So let's see. It says in groups of 3 to 4 seeds. 3 to 4 seeds at an 1/8 of an inch deep. You put them in, and let's see how many spacing between. Just says in groups. So generally, I try to put. I'm going to probably put 2 to 3 seeds in each one. And I will get that going, and I'll be right back so I don't have to slow you down. Okay, that's pretty much done. And I've only did half of the tray because I'm not trying to plant a massive garden of echinacea. I don't have the room for that. So I only did half of the tray here. And I'm pouring my excess seeds back into my little pouch. Oops, probably missed some there. And I put that away almost immediately. Okay, so I think about what the plant is. What is the plant going to do for me? What is Goddess's intention for this plant? You know, and I sort of go from there. I also I think about where I'm planting it. I'm actually going to be planting this echinacea over here in this area of the garden. I have tried to grow poppies. I've tried to grow some bachelor's button or cornflower, and it worked for a little bit, but because of all the crazy rain and the extreme heat, it didn't do so well. So that lends me to believe that, you know, already I've tried at least 2 to 3 things here and it didn't work so well. And I also planted them when I was in a rush, and then also I didn't have enough time to attend to it. So I am going to probably incorporate some strength into what I'm planting. You can use all different kinds of crystals. You can go online and you can find all different kinds of crystals and gemstones for planting. Clear quartz. I get these little jewelry chips. I am using clear quartz today, which is, you know, an amplifier, and also the energy is very grounding for plants. I am going to be using citrine. It warms, it cleanses, it energizes both you and your garden, and it also is the bringer of abundance. So I definitely want to incorporate that into my echinacea in the place that it's going to be planted. We are also going to be using today Tiger's Eye. I have some Tiger's Eye chips here, which also gives, you know, it gives strength, it gives courage, and it will foster really good root growth. So I'm going to incorporate those into my plants, into these little seedlings. I'm going to start with the citrine, and I probably have too much in my hand, but that's okay. Have it in my hand, and I'm, you know, have my intentions. I'm thinking about it already. I've already started my intention work just when I was getting out my tools and deciding on what I was going to plant and where I was going to plant it. So now, after I've already placed the seeds in these spots, I'm just going to take my little twig. Yeah, there's fancy little dowels and all different kinds of things, but I just put a little hole. Just make a little hole on the side. Little hole so that it's not on top of the seeds, but it's next to the seeds. Put it there, put another one there. That one's a little loose. Okay, and then I hold my citrine in my hand, place my other hand on top, and then I take some cleansing breaths and ground myself. This time you just want to pour your intentions. You pour your intentions, you pour your love, your thoughts, your hopes, your dreams for these plants. And you pour that energy into these stones so that the stones and the crystals, or gemstones, if you will give that strength and the energy that you've now used or to put into these stones now transferred over into here. So you do that until it feels right. There is no amount of time. You may want to hold these in your hand for a while. You may want to have a cup of coffee or a glass of tea or whatever, you know, and sort of think on this for a while if you feel that you're sort of discombobulated, you know, but I feel that it's right, and I've already feel like I've done this before, so now I'm just going to drop them in. And I drop them in the little hole there. And people sometimes ask, they're like, well, what do you do with the stones, you know, after the plant has been transplanted? Well, I have the stones stay with the plant if I can. And when the plant dies, then I dig them up. I wash them off and I go about it again. So there's that. Okay, so I have added my citrine. Now, also, citrine, like I said, did I go over citrine? I think I did. Citrine is the bringer of abundance. So this is perfect for this right here. And I'm also going to add tiger's eye. Just because of where it has been planted, it hasn't been very fruitful. So I want to really encourage those roots to grow. And I'm going to go ahead and do the same thing with my tiger's eye. You just have that conversation with God and Goddess. I call on my mother, Bridget. She is all things garden. She is truly Mother Nature. And I set my intentions. Okay. And I do the same thing. And this time I'm going to do it on the opposite side. Oops, I didn't use my little stick. Where's my stick? Okay. Make a little hole, make a little hole, make a little hole. Okay. And then I drop them in. Now, amethyst is also really good to use in your garden. I think Lady Grave Dancer has a excellent little video. It's kind of cute. She goes out to her garden. She has a purple garden, and so therefore she has planted and placed amethyst all around her purple plants. And doesn't that make sense? On a lot of different levels. But yeah, amethyst is really good to use in garden. Something else that you can use is also moonstone. Moonstone is a promoter of rest. You can also be using moonstone while doing moon gardening. Some people, I like to do this as well, is to plant a garden all around the moon cycles. There's some great books by Llewellyn, I believe, that goes into moon phases and moon phase gardening. But moonstone also promotes restorative health, as well as it will make the plants very happy. And moonstone is, my buddy. I love moonstone. Love moonstone. I love peach moonstone. I've seen red moonstone. I've seen green moonstone. My goal is to have them all. There's not enough moonstone. We've also gone over, clear quartz. Clear quartz is, it's a very grounding energy for the plants, and it's also a conductor. It raises the energy of that around it. So that's also helping stimulate the other stones as well as the seeds. Green jasper is something else that you can do. It encourages luxuriant growth, green jasper. So that might be something else that you want to do. All right, so now I have my little plant stick here. And I forgot to bring out my pen. That was dumb. But I have these cute little plant labels. They're plastic, and I can reuse them. And I write in Sharpie and put a little piece of tape, what it is. And then I have at least one side, I know what it is. So now I'm going to go forth and plant all of the rest of the things. I've got some winter squash. This is awesome. I've got a couple of different kinds of winter squash. I've got this one here, and then I've got this giant one, but I'm not sure if I have enough room if I'm going to be planting all the rest of this stuff. I've got some spinach. Winter is a great time to plant leafy greens. Spinach does wonderful in this bed. I'm probably going to, like I said, move that mint over to the side of the house, and next to my Swiss chard, I'll probably plant some spinach or some other different types of lettuce, maybe some romaine. So now I repeat the process, and I'm going to do the other side of the dealy bob. So here's what spinach seeds look like. Isn't that crazy? Spinach, and this is a heat tolerant spinach, and I know it's October and it's about to be November, but here in Texas it has been 80 degrees on Christmas Day. No joke. So you have to kind of plan accordingly. You can't, just do whatever it is you want. Texas has its own mind. So, all right. Another thing that you can also do is spend time with your seeds. Spend that time. Hold your seeds. Love on your seeds. You know, put your intention in that seed. Sit there and meditate with them. You know, have a connection with them. Because this here is what you're going to eventually be eating. So there you go. Your connection starts now. So again, I'm going to put 1 to 2 in each. And somebody had asked me, why 1 to 2? Well, sometimes you get a dud seed, and so you have a backup. They're like, well, what if you get 2 good seeds? Well, if you do get 2 good seeds, then you have to separate them. Separate them out when they get a little bit bigger. All right, so put that in there. And for this, I'm going to use clear quartz. And the little clear quartz chips. Now I've put my seed in there. And I just sort of push it down. Okay, that one didn't want to stay down. There you go. Okay, and then I take my little stick, make the hole on either side. Ask the stone what you want it to do. Ask it. Ask it for its aid. And then you place it in there. Now, sometimes when you dig them up, I mean, you're not going to find everything, and that's why I use these little chip stones. They're not expensive at all. You can find them in your craft stores pretty much everywhere. Also Amazon, different places will have them. And I'm going to use my clear quartz there for my spinach. And then I'm going to take my little plant sticks, and I'm going to write spinach on there, even though I don't have a pen. Probably go back in and figure that out. So for right now, I'm going to put my spinach on this side. And where did my echinacea go? Echinacea on this side. So I know what I did. So that is just how we do it. So as these sprout up, we will do another video, and that way you guys can see how we transplant them into the ground. All right? Well, blessed be everybody. Heart, stars, and clovers, and I hope everybody is having a fabulous, fabulous week.